This is just wonderful to sit down here next to Pinocchio. Good morning, I'm in Vienna, Austria, and you might be wondering how in the world I got to Vienna, Austria, when in the last vlog I was over in Spain and no plans of really traveling outside of Spain. So there's a little bit of story to tell. Let me fill you in. Just a few days ago, one of my subscribers watched my video and saw that I was in Spain, and he contacted me. He's the organizer for an event called MegaDo. And so he offered me free tickets to come to MegaDo and just attend and do my regular vlog, no obligations or anything. He just wants to capture some of the footage and use it for his own archives. And so it's really amazing for me. I get free flight here, I get free accommodations, and it's going to take place in 3 cities. It's going to be in Vienna, Austria, it's going to be in Brussels, in Belgium, and it's going to be in Palma de Mallorca Island off the coast of Spain. So it's in those 3 locations, takes place over 3 days and 2 nights, and it sounds like an exciting thing, so I thought it would be really fun to check it out. So I flew up to Vienna, Austria, and that's where I am today. I'm going to wander around today. The event actually starts tomorrow. I started my vlog episode 1 in Riga, Latvia, so there's a lot of places that I visited, never made the YouTube channel that I just did a written blog about. So Vienna is one of those places that I wanted to come back to so that I can capture some video while I'm here. I just love this city. I love the little fruit markets, the big cathedral churches that you have here. I'm in the shopping district headed towards the downtown area right now. So I'm going to keep walking that way. Just a little German lesson for you. The name Vienna is actually just the English name that you'll see on maps. It's actually Wien is the pronunciation in German. So you'd say Wien, Österreich, which I think means Eastern Kingdom. Oster, I'm pretty sure, is east, and Reich, I think, is kingdom. Anyway, my German is pretty good, but not excellent. By the way, they do speak Hochdeutsch German here in Österreich, and there's probably a bunch of dialects as well. I love Vienna. It's just a fabulous city. It made one of my star lists. If you go back and look at my travels list on my website, you'll see that there's a number of cities that have a little asterisk at the end of them. There's maybe a dozen or so, and these are cities that I absolutely love and adore, and that I wouldn't mind spending several months in or living while it's sort of a seasonally perfect weather. And Vienna is one of those cities. I just love it here. This is just a typical street here behind me with a little fountain. It's just gorgeous. I'm approaching the area here with a large street going in a ring around the old city, and as I understand this, they call this the Ring, and it's where the former city wall used to stand, and when they cleared that out, they decided to build administrative government buildings and a large roadway around the old city. It's pretty nice. There's some beautiful buildings that have been put in this area. One thing I really like about Europe are the designated bicycle lanes. I'm walking right on the edge of one here. You can see sort of the striped lines right here going behind me and going in the distance. And so they have an ultra-wide sidewalk. You can see going side to side. Pedestrians here, some little restaurants in the middle, bicycle lane right here. And it's really a brilliant solution. This area behind me is called the Museum Corner. There's just a number of museums in this area here. I'm not really a museum guy. It's not really my thing, as you've seen in previous videos, but this is the place to go if you want to see art and music and all sorts of other museums. I've just left the Museum Corner and I'm crossing through a park, and just beyond this park is the old city. So this is the transition point right here. It's a beautiful park. I can see people sitting out just on blankets, relaxing. It's a gorgeous day today. And there's just beautiful architecture here. Check out this building up here. It's just amazing. Love this. I'm standing in front of this Schmetterling house. That's Schmetterling is the German word for butterfly. It's a beautiful word, Schmetterling. Just after you pass through this gate back here from the butterfly park, over to here, this is the old city. So there's just this little passageway here. Behind me is the Albertina Museum. This is pretty much the central meeting point for most of the tourist groups, the walking tours, other stuff like that. They'll end up meeting back over here where you see these giant crowds. And then, of course, across the way you see the tourist horses here, the horse and carriage rides, all that kind of stuff, taxis, the tourist buses that just have the hop on, hop off. All of that happens right here at this corner. And they usually meet in front of the statue. I'll walk over there and show you. And this is the famous statue in front of the Albertino Museum. So this is where the crowds meet. If you're coming to do the walking tour, this is where you're going to be meeting. You gotta love tourist cities and tourist locations. This is just wonderful to sit down here next to Pinocchio. Check out this nose here. There's a little sign that says, "Don't touch the nose on Pinocchio." Behind me is the Prunksaal State Hall. I just remember that these are the government buildings. I don't remember too much about them, and that there's two famous statues on top that are holding up the world. And that's all I remember about this particular building, other than it's gorgeous. It's beautiful architecture. I really enjoy this style. When I went on the walking tour, they said that if you went from this plaza here where the horse is in the middle into this little passageway here, you can get back to the Spanish stables. And yet one more beautiful, beautiful plaza here. This is where the Parliament is, the Treasury, and of course all of the tourists who are coming to check this place out. It's gorgeous here. This is the Spanish Horse School here, and the entryway you can pay to get in. I don't recall exactly where it is, but there's a place you can see across a little plaza, and you can see the Spanish horses there in the stables. But I'm not able to find it this time. I'm going to continue on. This is the National Library. This is quite impressive for a library. Wow. The first thought that I had when I saw this as a library was that this is being replaced by a little Kindle booklet. It's sort of sad in a way that, you know, the digital age, that all our books are becoming ebooks, and that the traditional library spaces like this that are so gorgeous are pretty much disappearing. But anyway, quite impressive architecture. I'm taking a slightly different path going back to the hostel. I'm walking past two museums. This is the Natural Historische Museum, which is the Natural History Museum, and then there's this huge giant statue here that is just really gorgeous. And on the other side, a twin building that looks exactly like the History Museum, National Kunstmuseum. Kunst is art, so that's the National Art Museum over there. I'm gonna head back. I'm walking through the museum quarter area, and they have these funky green seats here that everybody's sitting in, and then it's surrounded by museums on every side. It's just such a beautiful, relaxing area, clean, organized. I just have a thing for sort of the German way of thinking. It seems so at home, so calming for me. I feel sort of at my core, at my heart, that I'm sort of a German thinking individual. Had a nice nap back in my hostel here. Oh, forgot my hat. Headed back out, and I'm going to meet the organizer of the MegaDo event. So they've invited me out to dinner. I'm gonna go head to the ATM, pull some cash out, and then go down to the metro to take to the downtown area. It should be fun. Just came off the metro. It is just a joy to walk around here in Vienna. Love this city. I have to say, I love the whimsical blue furniture back here that's just made out of bent pieces of metal. This is the public toilet in the downtown plaza. You can see up here it says Damen, that's for the ladies. And then to access it, you go down this set of stairs down here. And then there's an attendant down there that'll take 50 cents from you if you actually want to use the toilet. For the men's, if you just need to use a urinal, then it's free. I'm not sure how it works for the women. So I'm down at the Hyatt. This is where I'm meeting Tommy Danielson. He's the organizer, and the Hyatt is one of the sponsors of this event. So I don't know if I'm going to actually record and do video of our dinner together, but anyway, I'm down at the Hyatt right now, and we'll see how this goes. I had a very nice meeting with Tommy and his wife. It was really awesome to go out. We had some schnitzel for dinner. Great evening. I'm going to head back to the hostel, feeling pretty tired. That's all I have for this episode. Thank you for watching. Savor the moment. See you next episode.